And welcome to Huff Hall here in Champaign, Illinois. It is pouring cats and dogs outside. It's a good thing we're indoors for this State of Illinois Classic. I am Maury Benatar, and we are ready for what should be a very hectic, very good day of gymnastics here in Champaign, Illinois. Who is here today? Well, you have the Illinois Fighting Illini in their final home meet of the season, trying to win what would be their 12th consecutive State of Illinois Classic. Who are their opposition? Well, you have the 44th ranked Northern Illinois Huskies. You've got the Illinois State Redbirds, and you have the highest ranked team in this quad meet, the UIC Flames, coached by Peter and Mary Jansen. There will be 4 rotations throughout the entire meet, and what's classic quad meet standard, all teams will be going at once. Illinois will be going in the Olympic rotation as they are the home team. They will be going on the vault. Over on the beam will be Illinois State. Northern Illinois is on the bars, and over on the floor is going to be UIC as we just take a look at the trends of all 4 of these teams. For the Illini, coming off of a loss last weekend and senior day to the Denver Pioneers, they put up a 195.025, struggled on the uneven bar rotation, but put up 49s in almost everything else, as once again they're trying to win their 12th consecutive State of Illinois Classic. Northern Illinois has won 3 of their last 4 meets, just faced the Redbirds last weekend at home, scoring a 193.35. The Illinois State Redbirds have struggled recently. They've lost their last 5 meets, while the UIC Flames come in as the hottest team in the land of Lincoln. They have won 9 of their 10 meets this season, as we are ready to get underway. Still about 3 minutes to go in this warm-up period as the lineups are being announced for the Illini. We'll take a look at what these opening rotation lineups are going to be. 71 gymnasts here, 14 from the state of Illinois. As I'll remind myself and to all of you watching, it will just be me today, so you'll have to bear with me. We do not have a color commentator, but it'll be a good time, and I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Illinois will be on the vault with Lindsay Dwyer, Mary Jane Otto, Karen Howell, Brittany Jones, Casey Meeks, and Shayla Scott. Otto and Howell will be competing in the all-around today for the Illini. For ISU on the beam, LaRoche will lead off, followed by Top, Quigg, Remkes, Cook, and Meyer. Northern Illinois on the bars will be led by Emily Basara, followed by Allison Richardson, Ali Ferber, Nina Martucci, Amanda Bartimeo, one of the standout gymnasts for this Northern Illinois Huskies team, and Morgan Hooper on there as well. Remind you that Gabrielle Cook will be on the all-around for Illinois State. UIC has 2 all-arounders, and they will be competing on the floor. Kayla Badley will be 4th in the floor lineup. Mickey Northern will anchor it. In between them will be Alyssa Sharamita, and the first 3 leading off the floor for the Flames will be Abby Hassanoff, Tony Alicki, and Ashley Albrecht. As UIC is looking to maybe stop this Illinois streak of 11 straight State of Illinois Classics, as it is the final meet this season at Huff Hall, men's or women's gymnastics for Illinois, as we are coming to a close to the winter / beginning of spring seasons for many of the sports around the country in the NCAA. So we've got about a minute and a half to go in this warm-up period. So take a look now at the rankings for the apparatuses that these teams are going to be on for this first rotation. For Natalie Walsh's Illini, they are 36 in the country in the vault. Had a very good vault last weekend against Denver, scoring a flat 49 against the Pioneers. Northern Illinois, who again is going to be on the bars, they're 41st in the country in that apparatus. Over on the beam for Illinois State, they are 60th in that apparatus. And for UIC, the floor exercise is their best apparatus. They rank 30th in the country in the floor exercise. The Illini will be in a dark blue gray leotard. UIC will be in the all dark blue leotards. On the bars for Northern Illinois in the all red, and on the beam for ISU will be in the white and red leotards. As it is a quad meet, we'll be following as many routines as we can here, but as we've got 20 seconds to go in this warm-up period, as it'll be Lindsay Dwyer leading off the Illini on the vault. One thing worth mentioning for this quad meet, obviously, since all the teams will be going at the same time and we'll be having all four apparatuses at once, there will be music almost constantly playing with the floor exercise routines. So we'll keep an eye on that. As the warm-up period is over, as we're ready to get underway, Lindsey Dwyer will lead the vault for Illinois. On the bars will be Emily Basara for NIU. ISU will lead off with Meredith LaRoche on the beam, and on the floor will be Abby Hassanoff for the Flames. As we are ready to get this quad meet underway. Who's the best gymnastics team in the state of Illinois? We're about to find out as the first vault from Lindsey Dwyer is landed perfectly for a stuck dismount. Very in control vault from Lindsey Dwyer there. Dwyer, a junior from New York. As we're now going on the bars now with Emily Basara. Basara's a senior from Gurnee, Illinois. Beam rotation is up now as we have Meredith LaRoche up for the Redbirds, and the floor exercise routine of Abby Hassanoff is about to begin. Good clean bar landing there. That came from Emily Basara of the Northern Illinois Huskies. Floor exercise going now for UIC. Beam rotation continuing for the Redbirds. Illinois' second vault going to be coming up soon from Mary Jane Otto, as we're waiting to see what the first score is going to be. Two routines going on right now. ISU on the beam, UIC on the floor. LaRoche with good clean beam right now, and a very good pass there from Hassanoff on the floor exercise as Mary Jane Otto is about to start her vault. Slight hop step on the landing on the first beam routine from ISU. Floor continuing. Vault now going on for Mary Jane Otto, the 6-year senior for the Illinois Fighting Illini, who gets another clean landing after Lindsey Dwyer's 9.8 came in on the vault for the Illini. Beam routine done for ISU. We've got Hassanoff still on the floor for UIC. Next up on the bars will be Allison Richardson for NIU, and next up on the beam will be Cameron Top for the Redbirds. We're waiting to see the first scores come in for the Redbirds and the Huskies. Here's another pass now from Hassanoff. Very good landing there as the Flames finish their first floor exercise routine and get off to a good start here for Peter and Mary Jansen. First bar score is up, coming in for the Huskies. It comes in as a 9.8 for Basara. LaRoche gets a 9.725. Allison Richardson up on the bars. Karen Howell will be preparing to go on the vault next for the Fighting Illini. And getting ready to start on the beam will be Cameron Top for the Redbirds, as the bar rotation for Allison Richardson continuing right now, as Mary Jane Otto scores a 9.8 for the Illini on the second vault routine. Slight hop step on the landing there on the bars for Allison Richardson, as Karen Howell is warming up for her vault. Now she makes the run up to the vault. It's the first not super clean landing for the Illini, but halfway through, and the Illinois is looking strong right now on the vault. Beam right now. We have Cameron Top still for the Illinois State Redbirds, as Allison Richardson just finished her bar routine for the Huskies. UIC will be getting ready for their second floor exercise routine. That will be from junior Toni Alicki from Germany. $9.775 for Hassanoff on the floor exercise. We just have one routine going right now. That is on the beam currently with the ISU Redbirds, Cameron Top, who will have a really good clean landing. And right now, all four teams haven't had any major miscues quite yet, as Top following up a 9.725 from LaRoche. Basara again scoring a 9.8 on the bars, as the floor exercise for UIC continuing with Toni Alicki. As the vault just finished up for the Illini, the fourth one that came from Brittany Jones, the junior from Scottsdale, Arizona. trying to continue these high scores for the Illini on this vault rotation, where they rank 36th in the country, coming off of a 49 performance on the vault. They scored 49 on 3 of the 4 apparatuses last weekend in their loss to Denver on Senior Day. Here comes the landing on the bars, and there's a stuck dismount there on the bar rotation for NIU. That came from Ali Ferber. Floor exercise going on for UIC. And next up on the beam will be Mia Quigg for the Redbirds. 9.675, I should say, for top. Got the 5th vault coming up now for the Illini. Casey Meeks on the vault for Illinois, gets a lot of height and has another decent landing after Brittany Jones scored a 9.65. UIC's Alicki just finished the 2nd floor exercise routine for the Flames. Ashley Albrecht will follow her up. She's a sophomore from Everett, Washington. Beam mount coming up for the Redbirds. Still awaiting NIU to jump on the bars for another routine as Ferber scores a 9.8 for NIU, as Nina Martucci is up next. As NIU off to a good start on the bars so far, as we've got the beam going on for the Redbirds. UIC's Ashley Albrecht ready for the floor as Illinois are about to prepare for their final vault. This one will be from Shayla Scott. Meek scoring a 9.825. Again, a 9.825 on the 5th vault for Illinois. Bars and beam happening right now. Shayla Scott ready to do the vault as we get a stuck landing there off of the beam. Now Scott, final vault for Illinois. Got some distance there on the jump, but Illinois will complete the vault there as we have a finish there on the bars for the NIU Huskies. Alicki scored a 9.825. Alicki with a 9.825 on the floor as Ashley Albrecht will be up next for UIC. We've got the 3rd floor routine happening as Illinois is done on the vault. We'll let you know their score once we get it. Karen Howell scored a 9.7 for the Illini. Right now, Brittany Jones' 9.65 is the lowest score for the Fighting Illini. Albrecht is about to start on the floor for UIC. As we're about to see Shayla Scott score, comes in as a 9.425, so that will be the one that is dropped for the Illini as their first rotation is finished up. Score coming in for Quigg for ISU on the beam, as it is a 9.275, as Savannah Remkis is going to be up next as we're into the back half of the beam rotation, as NIU gets a 9.0 on their last bars routine. That came from Martucci, as Bartimeo is up next for the Huskies. 5th routine on the bars for NIU. We are up to the 4th in the beam for the Redbirds and the 3rd floor exercise for the Flames. Big cheers coming from the bars, as it looked like Bartimeo had herself a very good bars routine for the Huskies. Another pass coming up from Albrecht on the floor. Very good landing as Albrecht comes in, one of the strongest gymnasts on this UIC team. There's a landing on beam from ISU. As we've got the final score in for Illinois on the vault. Illinois scoring a 48.775 on the vault. The highs came from Dwyer and Otto, as we have our first slight break in the action, but we're getting ready to start. A couple more routines here. UIC is halfway through the floor. NIU almost done with the bars, as well as on the beam. ISU almost done as well. So 48.775 for the Illini, and we could potentially see some 49. three teams before we hit the second rotation, as we have a score coming up. It is a 9-8-5 for Remkes on the beam, as Gabrielle Cook, the all-arounder for the Redbirds, will be up next on the beam. Bars happening right now for Northern Illinois. Bartimeo getting a 9-7-7-5, as it is Morgan Hooper up now for the Huskies. Couple Illinois State scores in for the beam on the bars. Allison Richardson got herself a 9-7-2-5, as we just finished the bars for NIU. So two routines into the books as Illinois State continuing on the beam. Albright got a 9-5-5 on her floor, as Kayla Badley, a sophomore from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, up next for the Flames in the fourth floor exercise routine for Peter and Mary Jensen's side. Slight balance check there on the beam coming from Gabrielle Cook, as we just focus now on the beam and the floor for both these sides. Again, ISU on the beam, UIC on the floor. We're waiting to see some final scores here on some apparatuses. We're waiting to see the final bar score. Hooper gets a 9-9 for NIU. So that's a big score for the Huskies. Good pass on the beam. Now we have another pass on the floor from UIC. So an exhibition routine going on now for NIU. Clean landing off the beam there. Looked like from Gabrielle Cook of the Redbirds. Badley continuing on the floor right now for UIC. About to come in shortly. Right now on the for the Huskies. Redbird anchor it. He's up. We update some of those floor scores. Hasanoff getting a 9-7-7-5. Alicki with a 9-8-2-5. Albrecht with a 9-5-5. We'll await to see Badley score. Cook of ISU gets a 9-8. As Kylie Meyer will go next for the Redbirds to close out this first rotation. One more beam routine for ISU. Two more floor routines for UIC, as Alyssa Saramita will be up next, and she'll be followed by Mickey Northern. Northern Illinois' final bar score has come in, and they score a 49. So right now, Northern Illinois with the lead, as Nina Martucci scored a flat 9 and Amanda Bartimeo got a 9-7-7-5. But the high score on the bars for NIU was from Morgan Hooper, who scored a 9-9. Kylie Meyer up now for ISU on the beam in this first rotation. Floor score coming up for UIC, a 9-8-5 from Badley. So a very strong score there. That comes in as the highest score for the Flames on the floor exercise. Elisa Sharamita is going to be up next in the fifth routine. Beam going on right now for ISU and Kylie Meyer. Meyer, a senior from Chesterfield, Missouri. Sharamita about to start. Music pumping. Flames. As Northern Illinois' head coach Sam Moriali probably very satisfied with that 49 on the bars from the Huskies. Landing on the beam, and it's clean and stuck from Kylie Meyer as Illinois State concludes the beam, as we're just going to be focusing now on the floor with UIC. Elisa Sharamita going right now for the Flames. As again, Illinois scoring a 48-7-7-5 on the vault. 49 flat for NIU on the ball pass here. Landing it well as UIC right now with two 9-8s on the floor. Good choreography from Sharamita right now as Meyer scores a 9-8-5 on the beam for the Redbirds. So the score that will drop will be Quiggs 9-2-7-5. And we'll shortly get the final beam score for the ISU Redbirds. Another pass coming from Elisa Sharamita. exercise. More routine to go in this hectic first rotation of the state class. Mickey Northern, one of the two all-arounders for this Flames team. Northern's a senior from St. Louis, Missouri. As a couple of teams are already making their roads into the second rotation. The Beams State, as it comes in as a 9 score. Very good there from Mickey Northern, who's competing in the all-around today. Herself and Badley will be the UIC all-arounders. Cook is the all-arounder for ISU. Nunn for NIU. Howell and Otto the all-arounders for Illinois. Another pass coming up for Mickey Northern. Her teammates are loving that one as UIC is maybe trying to get themselves into the top two after this first rotation. Transition period will be coming up very shortly as we'll get the second rotation going, but almost done here on the floor for the UIC Flames. UIC right now with a 48-9 without a drop score yet. Sixth routine as Mickey Northern ready to make another pass. Very good there from Mickey Northern. Good connection. Little fits and the tantrums playing at the end there. And that's how it's going to finish. As the competitors clapping Northern as well. As we are done with the first rotation here. We're entering the transition period, but we're going to get that final score. And we'll let you know what the finals are very shortly. To remind you what the second rotation is going to be, Illinois will be on the bars. ISU will go to the floor. Northern Illinois will go to the beam, and UIC will go to the vault. Northern's floor score going to come very shortly, and then we will have the finals for the first rotation. Right now, Northern Illinois leading the way with a 49 flat on the bars. There will be, looks like potentially an exhibition routine from the Flames as the score comes in for Northern as a 9-9. So 2 9-9s for UIC on the floor exercise. That will drop Albrecht's 9-5-5 as we have an exhibition going now for the Flames. As we'll let you know, UIC scores very shortly, and we do have UIC's floor score. UIC with a 49-250 on the floor. So that puts them in the lead. So the standings after the first rotation, as we got this exhibition going for UIC on the floor, UIC does have the lead. A strong 49-2-5 for the Flames. It is not their program high, but is very close to their program high of a 49-4-5. So Illinois Chicago in first, Northern Illinois in second, Illinois State in third, and the 11-time defending State of Illinois Classic champions are in fourth place after scoring a 48-7-7-5 as this floor exercise routine is about to finish up for UIC on this exhibition as we're going to get ready for the second rotation very shortly here at Huff Hall in Champaign, Illinois, in what is the final regular season meet for men's or women's gymnastics here at the University of Illinois campus in Urbana-Champaign. Also, very fun to see all of the other competitors dancing around to the music to their competition's floor exercise routines. It's going to be a lot of music playing this afternoon in this quad meet for the title of the best gymnastics team in the land of Lincoln. And right now, UIC has that lead as that exhibition finishes up that first rotation. We are going to take a very quick break here. But again, Illinois will be on the bars. On the floor will be Illinois State. Northern Illinois will go to the beam, and the leading UIC Flames will be on the vault. We will be back in just a second for the second rotation. The state of Illinois will lead off on the vault, as we've got 20 seconds left in this warm-up period. Again, Flames on the vault, Illini on the bars. On the beam is the Huskies, and on the floor is the Redbirds. As we're about to get this started very shortly, 3 more rotations to go, and Illinois on the back foot right now in 4th place out of the 4 teams, as UIC is trying to extend what has been a 9-meet winning streak. They have finished first or won dual meets in their last 9 meets this season. Their lone meet that they did not win this year was the opening meet, where they finished 4th of 4 between Arizona State, Minnesota, and Missouri. As the Flames again will have Allison Broad go on the vault to lead it off. Illinois has Lindsey Dwyer on the bars. On the floor will be Brianna Barrett for Illinois State, and Catherine Biddle will be on the beam for the Huskies. Take a look at where these teams rank in the respective apparatuses. Illinois coming in, bars is their best apparatus. They are top 30 in the country in that apparatus at 29th. Northern Illinois, again, who is on the beam, is 42nd. Illinois State, 53rd in the floor. UIC, 42nd in the vault. First vault coming in, and there's a landing from Allison Broad with a little bit of a step there as we are underway in this second rotation. Lindsey Dwyer will hop up on the bars shortly for Illinois, as Allison Broad will be followed up by Maddie Nowak, a junior from Burr Ridge, Illinois, on the vault for the Flames. Bars now for Illinois. It's Lindsey Dwyer, who scored a 9-8 on the vault to lead off that first rotation. Floor getting underway for Illinois State with Brianna Barrett. Barrett, a senior from St. Petersburg, Florida. As Dwyer on the bars right now for the Fighting Illini. Broad scores a 9.75 on the vault. Beam getting started for the Huskies. Dwyer had a little bit of a step there, but Illinois underway on the uneven bars. Natalie Walsh's team is looking to recover after the vault. Beam and floor going on right now. Redbirds on floor, Huskies on beam. Flames ready for their second vault. It'll be from Nowak. Pass coming up on floor for the Redbirds. Barrett doing a good job there. Second vault now for the Flames. Better landing, I believe, than Broad's. UIC looking to continue the vault rotation and look to maintain this lead, trying to win the Illinois State Classic here at Huff Hall. Beam continuing now for Catherine Biddle, who has a good landing for the Huskies, who are trying to follow up a strong 49 on the bars. Anna Martucci will be up next for the Huskies on the beam. Morgan Bixler will be next on the bars for Illinois. Now another pass for the Redbirds on the floor as Barrett finishes up. Brianna Barrett will be next, followed up by Savannah Remkes. Remkes scored a 9.825 on the beam for Illinois State, who are coached by Bob Conkling in his 13th season. As a 9.75 comes in on the second vault for UIC from Nowak. And next up will be Ashley Albrecht, who scored a 9.55 on the floor. That was the score that was dropped for the Flames on the floor exercise. Bixler ready to hop on the bar shortly for Illinois. Third vault coming up. It'll be Albrecht for UIC. Second beam about to get underway for the Huskies after Biddle's 9.775. Here comes Albrecht on the vault for the Flames. As right now they haven't had any stuck landings, but halfway through the vault rotation for the Flames, they've had some clean routines. As right now no team has had some major disconnects or falls thus far. Anna Martucci on the beam for the Huskies as Bixler is ready to start on the bars for Illinois very shortly. As the score comes in for Lindsay Dwyer as a 9-5-2-5, so the Illini still with some ground to make up. As Bixler coming up next for Illinois, and she'll be followed by Howell, Noonan, Otto, and Donovan on this bars rotation in the Illini's final home meet of the 2019 season. Beam continuing now for the Huskies with Anna Martucci as Albrecht's vault score comes in as a 9-6-7-5. Bixler on the bars for Illinois. The Illini are trying to get their first score above a 9-8 today. As a good landing off of the beam there from Anna Martucci. Now Bixler for Illinois. Came colliding with a lot of momentum there on the bars landing, but a good landing there. UIC Flames now with their fourth vault. Very good landing. That came from Riley Mahoney. Floor exercise happening for Savannah Remkes for the Redbirds. 2 beam rotations in for the Huskies as Tara Kaufmel will be up next for Sam Moriali's side. Bixler done for Illinois. 2 bar rotations in for the Illini as Karen Howell's going to be up next. Howell scored a 9-7 on the vault for Illinois. So right now it's just the floor exercise going on as the Illinois State Redbirds have their second floor exercise routine going on, and Savannah Remkes, after Barrett had her floor routine, which UIC ready to start the vault very shortly. It will be Mickey Northern up next after Mahoney's 9-7-7-5. Potential correction that I'm going to make right now. Looks like Savannah Remkes actually led off the floor for the Redbirds. As the score right now on the official scoring tally here on my computer coming in is a 9-6-7-5 for Remkes. Beam going on right now for the Huskies. Some good landing so far for the Redbirds as the Flames are getting ready. As Bixler gets a 9-7-7-5 on the bars. Northern up next for UIC. Karen Howell up on the bars for the Illini as she has a fall. So Illinois right now struggling a little bit. Here comes Northern on the vault for the Flames, who are just keeping it clean and consistent as we just take a look at some of their vault scores. Broad got a 9-7-5. Nowak also got a 9-7-5. No routines happening right at this moment as Howell is looking to get back up on the bars for Illinois on their third bars rotation. Trying to follow up Morgan Bixler's 9-7-7-5, but after the fall from Howell, looks like she will not be able to get that score up to Bixler or Dwyer's scores, as Illinois came into the second rotation in fourth place as Northern gets a 9-7 on her vault. We got the third floor routine coming up next for the Redbirds, as we got another beam coming up for the Huskies. Meyer a 9-7-2-5. So it was Kylie Meyer up for ISU on the floor exercise. As it looks like there was a lineup change last minute for the Redbirds on the floor exercise. We'll let you know who's doing each routine as it happens, as Badley was on the vault for the Flames. Finished up as Howell finishes on the bar. Beam happening right now for the Huskies and floor for the Redbirds. 2 routines going on right now out of the 4 apparatuses. Kylie Noonan will be up next for Illinois on the bars as we are into the back half of that lineup. Final vault score coming up for UIC as Badley scores a 9-8-5. So we should be getting that final vault score very shortly for UIC. It looks like they got some very strong scores and potentially could maintain this lead. Beam and floor right now. Redbirds on the floor, Huskies on the beam. Illinois about to have another bars rotation going. So another vault comes in for the Flames. It's an exhibition vault, 7th in the lineup. Bar score about to come up for Illinois. Karen Howell gets a 9.25 as Noonan is up now for Illinois. As the Illini right now are in the position where they're going to have to come back with some big scores in their final two routines, as another beam rotation finishes up for the Huskies and another floor rotation routine finishes up for the Red. Noonan, very good landing on the bars there for Kylie Noonan, as it'll be Otto and Donovan closing out the bars very shortly for Illinois. Taking a look at some UIC vault scores. Albrecht with a 9.675, Broad with a 9.75, Mahoney had a 9.775, 9.75 for Nowak, and a 9.7 for Northern, as we're going to get Badley's score soon for the Flames on the vault. And we'll get that final score for you shortly, as right now we have a small pause in the action. Two more bar rotations for Illinois. Illinois State and Northern Illinois continuing on the floor and the beam, respectively, here in the second rotation. UIC should be getting a pretty high vault score after a 49.25 on the floor exercise. They will go to the bars next and will end the meet on the beam, as the Flames trying to win the State of Illinois Classic here at Huff Hall. Again, I am Ori Benatar. It's Illinois, Northern Illinois, Illinois State, and UIC here at this meet. Richardson scoring for Northern Illinois on the beam, as Sydney Lamberti will be up next. Mary Jane Otto up now after Kylie Noonan, 9.75 on the bars for Illinois. So a good recovery score there from Noonan, I should say. So you've got Otto now on the bars and Lamberti on the beam for the Huskies. Otto, a very good bars landing. She's been having some phenomenal meets at Huff Hall recently, as the exhibition vault score from Baker came in as a 9.1. Good pass on the beam from Lamberti. As still awaiting to see the final vault score for the Flames. 3 scores in for Northern Illinois on the beam, as Biddle had a 9.775, Kaufmel with a 9.55, and Anna Martucci with a 9.775. LaRoche of Illinois State got a 9.15 on the floor. So have another floor exercise routine coming up now for Illinois State. Pass on the beam for the landing. And Northern Illinois right now putting together a pretty good beam rotation, but a 9.2 from Allison Richardson, so scores are definitely going to be a little bit lower. Final bars routine for Illinois right now. It is Rachel Donovan, one of the 4 seniors this Illinois team honored last weekend at Huff Hall when the Illini took on the 6th-ranked Denver Pioneers. Denver, one of the teams who will be competing for a Final Four/national championship. As Donovan finishes up the second rotation for Illinois, as it is now the floor and the beam, which will be the final 2 apparatuses that all the rotations will be finishing up on. All the vault scores are in for the Flames. Badley's 9.85 gives the UIC Flames a 48.825. A 48.825 for UIC. That puts them at a total of 98.075. Score coming around for the beam, a 9.675 for Lamberti, which means Mia Lord will close out the beam for the Huskies. Next up, we're going to see the Illinois Fighting Illini's final bars scores. See the score for Donovan is a 9.8. So a 9.8 for Donovan. Mary Jane Otto had a 9.85. As we have the Huskies on the beam still and the Redbirds on the floor. So we have an exhibition going now for the Fighting Illini on the bars, as we've got 5 of the 6 bar scores up right now, waiting for Donovan's 9.8 to register in, and then we'll get that final total and see where Illinois will be ranking. Again, UIC, 2 rotations in, 98.075. This exhibition going now for Illinois. Some big cheers from the teammates of this Fighting Illini team, as well as this Huff Hall crowd, looking to will this Illinois team back into position to try and win their 12th consecutive State of Illinois Classic. Big cheers from Illinois after that bars exhibition, and huge cheers from the beam as the Huskies conclude the beam. As Illinois finishing up on the bars. It is just the floor exercise now we'll be focusing on for the Illinois State Redbirds, who look like had some floor lineup changes. As the latest score coming in, this is for top with a 9.775. So UIC right now with that lead. Illinois with a team huddle at the bars as they're going to move on to the beam. The Huskies are going to be moving on to the floor as the final bar score is in for the Illini, coming in at a 48-7. So it's another week where the Illini struggle a little bit on the bars. That score is lower than their vault score of a 48.775. So Illinois right now with a 97.475. That puts them around a little less than a point under the Flames. As we've still got beam and floor going as we're almost halfway through the State of Illinois Classic, the 2019 edition here at Huff Hall. Got 5 beam scores in for the Huskies as we have an exhibition going on right now for the Huskies. The highest beam scores tied between Biddle and Anna Martucci, both with 9.775s. Illinois State's highest floor score right now, a 9.775 from Cameron Top after Remkes, Meyer, and LaRoche were the other Redbirds athletes competing on the floor. UIC with the total of 98.075 after 2 rotations. The Fighting Illini with 97.475 as they've been unable to hit a 49 yet this meet. Northern Illinois, I would say, is having a very good day so far. Got that 49 on the bars. Look like they'll get an okay score on the beam. Northern Illinois came in ranked 44th in the country. The 3rd highest ranked team at this meet. UIC the highest ranked team, just 3 spots ahead of Illinois, as Illinois State comes in 55th in the country. So it looks like we've got Northern Illinois' beam score in of a 48.65. So a 48.65 for Northern Illinois on the beam gives them a total of 97.65. That 97.65 puts them a little under 2 points ahead of the Illinois Fighting Illini as we're got one more floor routine to go for Illinois State. Update on the highest scores on each apparatus so far today, as Schroeder's exhibition got a 9.775 for the Huskies. Highest vault right now belongs to Kayla Badley with a 9.85 for UIC. Morgan Hooper of Northern Illinois has the best uneven bar score at a 9.9. Best balance beam score, a 9.875 for Mia Lord. And we have a tie for the floor, 2 9.9s from the UIC Flames from Alyssa Sharamita and Mickey Northern. As Illinois State's going to get ready to finish the floor exercise very shortly as the second rotation almost in the books. Northern Illinois State score, I should say, coming in as a 9.75 for Mia Quigg, as it will be Gabrielle Cook up next to close out the floor for the Illinois State Redbirds as LaRoche replaced Barrett in the floor lineup. Meredith LaRoche had a 9.15. As Illinois State will move on to the vault after this floor exercise routine from Gabrielle Cook. Scored a 9.8 with a lot of height there on that pass on the floor. 9.8 for Gabrielle Cook on the beam. Illinois State trying to follow up a 48.9. After this floor rotation, we will know the final scores halfway through this Illinois State Classic. 3 of them are in halfway through as UIC is currently leading Northern Illinois and the Illini. But the surprise right now is Northern Illinois currently leading the Illini in Champaign. Gabrielle Cook, very good floor rotation there. She's been getting some good passes. Got a little violin going here. That's one of the things about quad meets. Constantly hearing music for these floor exercise routines. As gracing the floor next will be the Northern Illinois Huskies, while the Redbirds will move on to the vault. The Flames will go to the bars, and the Illini will look to try and get their first 49 of the day on the beam. Cook finishes on the floor for the Redbirds. So before that score came in, the total was a 48-075. So we'll have to wait and see if Illinois State will be able to maybe continue, I should say, have a better score than the University of Illinois. I'm talking a lot, so it's going to be a couple of times where I potentially pause myself. You'll have to bear with me here. So we're halfway through here in the State of Illinois Classic as we're just awaiting to see Gabrielle Cook's floor score, and then we will have the team totals as we're entering the third rotation shortly. The Fighting Illini will be on the beam. The Redbirds will go to the vault. The Huskies will be on the floor, and the Flames will be on the bars as UIC likely will be having a lead halfway through. Judges' scores from the floor exercise will be coming in shortly. Vicky Smith and Julie Fabsick-Swartz, the judges on the floor exercise. As the score is going to be coming in very shortly, and then we're going to take our half midway break as Gabrielle Cook gets a 9.775 on the floor exercise. So that 9.775 does tie Cameron Top for the joint highest score for the Redbirds on the floor exercise. Highest apparatus score right now for any of the four teams here is that 49.25 on the floor from UIC. The only other 49 thus far was that bars rotation from the Huskies that came in at a flat 49. Into the transition period right now as Illinois State's final score is going to be coming very shortly. Just awaiting to see right now as the Redbirds move on to the vault. As Illinois State will be moving on to the vault where they're 42nd in the country. So we're in the midst of this transition period. We'll get you that final score after this quick break here when we come up. Halfway through at the State of Illinois Classic here at Huff Hall. Back at Huff Hall here in Champaign, Illinois. I am Ori Benatar. We are halfway through the State of Illinois Classic, and it's a tight one. The UIC Flames currently with the lead with a 98.075, but the separation between second and fourth is slim. Not even 0.2 of a point separating the Huskies, who are in second, and the home side Fighting Illini, who are in fourth. Illinois State right now, who came in 55th in the country, lead Illinois right now halfway through the State of Illinois Classic after Illinois State scored a 48-7 on the floor. Where are all the teams right now? Well, Illinois will be on the beam, leading off with Rachel Borden, followed by Noonan, Otto, Scott, Howell, and Jones. Over on the vault will be the Redbirds, who are looking to get this upset over Illinois and try to keep it going. But they come in 52nd in the country in vault. Arabaran, Sofia Arabaran from Madrid, Spain. The freshman will lead off for the Redbirds, followed by Solka, Remkes, Dr. Cook, and LaRoche. Then for Northern Illinois, they will be on the floor exercise as they are second in this State of Illinois Classic right now. As Nicholas will lead off, followed by Kaufmel, Ferber, Richardson, Bartimeo, and Anna Martucci will anchor the Huskies' floor. And then in first, the UIC Flames, who are on a 9-meet winning streak, trying to snap this 11 State of Illinois Classic streak for the Fighting Illini. They will be on the bars, led by Sabrina Tomasini, followed by Sharamita, Badley, Alicki, Northern, and Baker. As we take a look at the all-around scores to keep you posted on those, don't have any right now, but we'll update you on the individual all-around scores as we are ready to start this third rotation of the State of Illinois Classic. It'll be Rachel Borden on the beam for Illinois. First on the vault for the Redbirds will be Sofia Arabaran. Then it'll be Paige Nicholas on the floor for the Huskies, and UIC will have Sabrina Tomasini, the senior from Quebec, Canada, leading off on the uneven bars. Rachel Borden, the Illini's phenomenal story, a former manager for Illinois, as Sarah Lyons mentioned last weekend, if you heard the broadcast between the Illini and Denver. Rachel Borden, one of the best stories of gymnastics across the country, as we've begun on the bars with the Flames with Sabrina Tomasini. Floor exercise going on right now. First vault for the Redbirds. So the first vault for the Redbirds in the books, that came from Sofia Arabaran, and on the floor right now for the Huskies is Paige Nicholas. What a bars routine from Tomasini to lead it off for the Flames. Borden now on the beam. Floor happening for the Huskies. So it's Nicholas and Borden going right now. Second vault going to be coming up from Madison Solka of Illinois State. Sulka from Rosemont, Illinois. Borden continuing on the beam for the Fighting Illini. Floor continuing for Nicholas for the Huskies. Second bars rotation going to be coming up for UIC. That'll be from Elisa Sharamita. As Borden right now looks to be calm and composed and collected on the beam for the Illini. If you want to counter, you can count how many times I've said Illinois this afternoon. It would probably be a very high amount. 9.55, first vault score in for the Redbirds. Borden. Looked like she landed a bit on her heels there. As we got the next vault now for the Redbirds. A good landing, looked like she was a little bit forward, but Illinois State have 2 vaults into the books. First floor in the books for the Huskies as Tara Kaufmel will be up next. Next up on the beam for Illinois will be Kylie Noonan. We're waiting to see some of the first scores here from this third rotation. 2 vaults in for the Redbirds. 1 beam routine in for both the Flames, the Illini on the beam, Flames on the bars, and on the floor, it's the Huskies. Tara Kaufmel is going to be up next. Borden gets an incredible 9.875 for the Fighting Illini. As for the Illini, the goal is at least to definitely not finish in last place, especially in their final home meet of the season, considering they've been winning the State of Illinois Classic like it's been nothing for the past few years. Nicholas gets a 9.8 for the Huskies on the floor. Kaufmel up now for the Huskies. Beam going on for Illinois. It is Kylie Noonan. Mary Jane Otto will be next for her, as it'll be Savannah Remkes up next for Illinois State on the vault after Era Barron got a 9.55. And Sulka, her score is going to be coming in very shortly. Noonan continuing on the beam. Huskies continuing on the floor. 9.625 for Sulka for ISU. But that beam score from Rachel Borden of a 9.875 might be getting the Illini, as I actually just broke the handle on my pen, updating you on what's happening behind the scenes here at the State of Illinois Classic. Bar score for Tomasini, a big 9.875 for the Flames. Vault in for the Redbirds. There's a good landing from Savannah Remkes as we're halfway through the vault lineup for the Redbirds. Noonan continuing on the beam. It is Kaufmel continuing on the floor. Tomasini will be followed up by Sharamita. Sharamita now on the bars for the UIC Flames. Noonan just keeps her balance there. Had a balance check on the landing, but 2 routines in for the Fighting Illini on the beam. UIC continuing on the bars. Illinois State getting ready for their 4th vault. It'll be from Charlize Doctor. Another pass here for Tara Kaufmel on the floor. Clean landing from Kaufmel. As the Remkes vault score is in as a 9.675, it'll be Doctor up next. Floor just finished up for Kaufmel. Ferber will be up next for the Huskies. Mary Jane Otto will be ready to go on the beam for the Illinois Fighting Illini. 9.85 score on the last beam routine for Illinois. That was from Kylie Noonan, so Illinois recovering very well on the beam, trying to get that first 49 of the day. Vault now in for Illinois State. This is Doctor. That's a good landing from Doctor, as it'll be Cook and LaRoche to close it out for the Redbirds. 9.825 for Sharamita on the second bars routine for the Flames as Mary Jane Otto hops up on the beam. Badley will be up next on the bars for the Flames as Ali Ferber is almost ready to start her floor exercise as Kaufmel gets a 9.875 as we have some big scores coming in for all 4 teams here in this 3rd rotation. Mary Jane Otto, who's been competing in the all-around here at Huff Hall for the past couple of weeks. She was one of the 4 seniors honored last weekend against Denver. Very good pass on the beam from Mary Jane Otto as we got another vault coming up. It'll be from Gabrielle Cook of Illinois State. Landing here on the bars, that came from Kayla Badley. And on the floor now is Ali Ferber doing her floor exercise to the tunes of Hava Nagila, which sounds familiar if you are Jewish. Also, if you watch the 2012 Olympics, when Allie Raisman did her floor exercise routine to the same tune. Mary Jane Otto with a clean landing. As Sarah Lyons would say, she's got the sticky feet. As she lands that beam, and we're halfway through the beam rotation for Illinois, as it'll be Shayla Scott up next. Another vault coming up. This is Gabrielle Cook. Cook on the vault. Has a good landing. Floor continuing for Ferber of Northern Illinois. Almost halfway through all 4 apparatuses in this third rotation. LaRoche will close out the vault for the Redbirds. Ferber continuing on the floor. It'll be Shayla Scott coming up on the beam shortly for Illinois. UIC will get ready to start another uneven bars routine, as it'll be Tony Alicki, who will be the 4th Flames gymnast. A massive 9.925 for Mary Jane Otto. Illinois is coming through on the beam right now. Huge scores for the Illini. Shayla Scott is up next. Bars continuing for the Flames right now with Alicki. Ferber just finished on the floor. Allison Richardson will be up next. Vault coming up for Meredith LaRoche. It'll be the final vault for the Redbirds. 9.675 for Cook on the 5th vault for the Illinois State Redbirds. UIC continuing on the bar. Shayla Scott on the beam. That's a tough landing there for the Flames from Alicki, but she did that very well, as UIC's got some decent bar scores in. 9.825 for Sharamita, 9.875 for Tomasini. Scott looking to continue the momentum on the beam as Illinois State with their final vault from LaRoche as they finish up their third rotation, and they will end the meet on the bars. Scott, the only gymnast currently on an apparatus right now, trying to keep up this amazing momentum the Illini have made on this beam rotation. Scott's put up some big beam scores this year, has the team high for the season with a 9.9. Floor score comes in for Ferber as a 9.775. 2 more bars routines for UIC after Scott tries to stick her landing here, which looks like she did. 2 more beam routines to go for Illinois. Richardson continuing for the Northern Illinois Huskies on the floor. 9.8 for Alicki, 9.825 for LaRoche on the vault, as we should be getting the final vault score shortly for the Illinois State Redbirds. We'll let you know what that is soon. Karen Howell is up next on the beam for Illinois. It'll be Mickey Northern on the bars for UIC, and right now on the floor is Allison Richardson for the Huskies. Northern Illinois trying to maintain this silver medal spot right now, while Illinois on this beam rotation looks like they could hop the Illinois State Redbirds and get into third place, as Karen Howell is ready to go shortly. Northern about to go up on the bars. Richardson's floor continuing for the Huskies. Bars starting for Northern. Shayla Scott with a season high and a career high 9.925 on the beam. Right now it is all Illinois in this third rotation as they are putting up some massive beam scores. Northern on the bars with a stuck landing. Richardson with some good passes on the floor. It's been a very, very good third rotation here in the State of Illinois Classic. So Illinois State has their vault score come in as a 48.5. All 6 scores coming in, a 48.5 on the vault for Illinois State. That is their lowest score today on any apparatus. Karen Howell continuing on the beam for Illinois, as the Illini have had 2 9.925s, a 9.85 and a 9.875 in what has easily been their best apparatus of the afternoon here at home. Karen Howell with no balance checks quite yet. She's ready to get her landing here as Brittany Jones will anchor the beam for Illinois. Jones has competed on the vault earlier this afternoon. Amanda Bartimeo will be up next on the floor for the Huskies. All eyes on Karen Howell now here at Huff Hall. 9.875 for Northern on the bars. 9.875 for Richardson on the floor. Howell with a stuck landing on the beam as Illinois continues this tremendous third rotation. Serena Baker up now for the UIC Flames to close out the bars. It's Amanda Bartimeo now on the floor for the Huskies, and it will be Brittany Jones to end the beam rotation for Illinois. 48-5 score came in for the Redbirds on the vault. Final landing on the bars for the Flames from Serena Baker, a junior from Ontario, Canada. This UIC Flames team with a very diverse mix of people from the States, from Illinois, and from around the world, as all 71 gymnasts for these teams trying to get the title of the best gymnastics team in the state of Illinois. 9.825 for Karen Howell on the beam, so all of the Illinois beam scores have come in over a 9.8. That 9.825 is the lowest for Illinois on the beam, though, as Brittany Jones is up next. Floor continuing for Amanda Bartimio. The Northern Illinois fans who have traveled here cheering her on, as after this we will have one more rotation to go. Illinois State's team total after 3 rotations is a 146-1. So 146-1. Brittany Jones mounts the beam. Final bar score coming in for UIC, a 9.85 for Baker. So we should get the final beam bar score for UIC very shortly. Another pass here. Big landing from Bartimio, as Anna Martucci will follow up Bartimio as she completes the 5th floor routine for the Northern Illinois Huskies. Brittany Jones on the beam, as we have an exhibition now for the Flames. No doubt Illinois probably the best team in this 3rd rotation thus far, but there's been some big bar scores from the Flames, who look to maintain this 1st place lead. Waiting to see their final bar score, as the Illinois State Redbirds can just sit and watch right now after they finish the vault, which Northern Illinois will go to for the final rotation and close out this meet on. There's an exhibition landing there for the UIC Flames, a stuck, as Brittany Jones looking to close out this beam with a stuck landing. A little bit of a step, but a very good landing for Natalie Walsh's team, as they will definitely hop up the standings after that beam routine, as the score comes in on the floor for Bartimio. Gets a 9.875. Northern Illinois is putting together quietly a very good floor exercise, as it will be Anna Martucci to close it out. Martucci, a senior from Clarkston, Michigan. Her younger sister Nina Martucci on the team as well. They are both upperclassmen in this Huskies team. UIC's bar score came in, and UIC, another good score, 49.225 on the bars. That comes in as just a 2/5 a hundredth lower than their floor score, but UIC likely will maintain that 1st place lead after their second 49 of the afternoon, a 147.3 for the Flames after 3 rotations. Illinois done on the beam. One more floor exercise routine to go for the Huskies, and it's Anna Martucci right now for Northern Illinois. Looking for that final beam score for Illinois for Jones. It comes in as a 9.725. That will be the one that drops for Illinois. So since that is the one that drops, it looks like Illinois is going to put together a big beam score. We are waiting to see what it's going to be. Right now, without the 6th score counted, it is a 49.4, and since that 6th score will not be counted, they are going to get a 49.4 on the beam. Massive score for Illinois. That will put their total at a 146.875, as it's just one more floor routine currently going on for Anna Martucci right now, which will end this 3rd rotation and send us to the final rotation, where Northern Illinois will go to the vault. Illinois State will be on the bars. The Flames will be on the beam, and the Illinois Fighting Illini will be on the floor, as there's a nice big pass there for Northern Illinois. Gets the crowd and the Huskies gymnasts on their feet here, as Northern Illinois has come to Champaign and is putting together a very, very good meet, trying to get themselves a top 2 finish here in the State of Illinois Classic, as Illinois' team score is a 146.875 right now, a 49.4 again for Illinois on the beam. That is the highest apparatus score of the day from any of the 4 teams competing. Northern Illinois' final floor score is going to be coming in very shortly, as we're almost done with this 3rd rotation. As, goodness, it's been a hectic, very competitive State of Illinois Classic so far. I mean, just taking a look at where the standings are before we get Northern Illinois' final floor score. Illinois right now hopping themselves ahead of Illinois State, so that 49.4 does help them a lot. A 146.875 for the University of Illinois puts them just around 0.5 of a point underneath the UIC Flames. UIC, the 1st place team. Wow, Anna Martucci had a 9.95 on the floor. Huge score. for Anna Martucci to close out the floor exercise for the Northern Illinois Huskies, and that might be enough to keep Northern Illinois in second place. But one change in the standings did happen. It was the Fighting Illini who move ahead of Illinois State. Illinois State with a 146-1, as we have a final exhibition floor exercise routine for the Huskies, as we will get their final score as this exhibition goes on. After this, we will have the final rotation in the State of Illinois Classic. Gotta say, I mean, I would say the third rotation has been the strongest, considering, you know, we saw that beam from Illinois, a very good bars score from UIC. Northern Illinois has had some amazing floor exercises as they put together a phenomenal floor score of a 49.375. Sits just 25 hundredths behind Illinois' beam score. So Northern Illinois has a 147.025. That puts them barely 3/10 ahead of the Fighting Illini in second place. So this final rotation, it's going to come down to the wire. Even Northern Illinois for first place, they are not even 3/10 of a point behind the Flames, as it's all within a point between first and third at the State of Illinois Classic. It is uber competitive here, as the Northern Illinois Huskies might have themselves a massive top two finish, but they're going to have to close it out strong on the vault, which is their weakest apparatus. They rank 51st in the country. They're 21st in the country in floor, so that 49.375, something you would expect to see, as we will have the final rotation in the State of Illinois Classic coming up. Can the Flames maintain their less than 1 point lead over the Huskies and the Illini? Can Illinois hop over Northern Illinois and finish top two here? Will the streak snap? We'll wait and see. Final rotation coming up. Ori Benatar returning here to Huff Hall. Let's set the stage for this final rotation. The UIC Flames, who put up massive scores on the bars and the floor, currently maintain a less than 3/10 lead over the second place Northern Illinois Huskies, who have a 147.025 after a massive 49.375 on the floor. My voice cracked, but it did for a good reason. As for Illinois, who was in last place after the first two rotations, they hop ahead of the Illinois State Redbirds after a humongous 49.4 on the beam, which featured career highs from multiple gymnasts: Mary Jane Otto, Shayla Scott, Karen Howell had a big score, and it was the second best beam score in Illinois program history. So the Illini currently sit almost 4/10 of a point behind Northern Illinois. It's within a point between first and third place. It is very, very close. Illinois State's in last at a 146.1, but they put up a very good score on the beam, 48.9, 48.5 on the vault. 30 seconds to go in the final warm-up here before the final rotation. The Fighting Illini will be on the floor, leading off with Shayla Scott, followed by Dwyer, Otto, Phillips, Howell, and Noonan. Over on the bars is the Redbirds with Quigg, Cook, Meyer, LaRoche, Arabaran, and Merma. Over on the vault will be the Huskies: Kaufmel, Nicholas, Hooper, Welch, Bartimeo, and Lamberti, trying to close out the second place finish at the State of Illinois Classic. And the leading UIC Flames will be on the beam, and they will be led by Daniela Maciel from Crete, Illinois, followed by Squillo, Mahoney, Sharamita, and then the two all-arounders, Badley and Northern. Hope you've enjoyed this State of Illinois Classic telecast here on, if you're watching on BTN Student U, if you're watching on Flow Gymnastics. It's always also fun to hear my colleagues singing in the background as the music has been pumping all meet long. So we've got some Zed right now blaring, as there will be 6 more floor exercise routines, and they will be from the Fighting Illini, as we are ready to get this final rotation started, as the UIC Flames are trying to end the 11 consecutive State of Illinois Classic title streak that is currently held by the home side Fighting Illini. As for Northern Illinois on the vault, they're going to try and get themselves the second place finish. Be big for this 44th ranked Husky side, who put together an amazing floor exercise where they're top 25 in the country in. Beam has begun, which is the Flames with Daniela Maciel. Shayla Scott ready to start on the floor exercise. Bars going for the Redbirds, which is Mia Quigg. Shayla Scott starting on the floor exercise. The Illini 38th in the country in floor exercise. Northern Illinois 51st in vault. Illinois State's 53rd on uneven bars. And UIC on the beam 40th in the nation as Shayla Scott begins on the floor. Beam continuing for the Flames. And Illinois State on the uneven bars with Quigg, who has a stuck landing. Scott with a good pass on the floor. Landing coming up soon. Vault first up for the Huskies, as that is landed by Tara Kaufmel. All four things happening at once here in this quad meet, as we have a miscue there from UIC from Maciel. We'll see if that opens the door potentially for the Huskies or the Illini here in this final rotation, as Illinois looking to follow up that 49-4 on the beam with a big floor exercise. As Shayla Scott continues as Maciel finishes her beam routine. Next up on the bars for Illinois State will be Gabrielle Cook, who will close out her all-around. Next up on the vault is Paige Nicholas for the Huskies. Shayla Scott, another pass on the floor for the Fighting Illini. Scott had a career-high 9.925 on the beam, the same score that Mary Jane Otto got in the same rotation, as she gets another good, clean pass on the floor and closes it out. So Illinois trying to hop up into at least the top two here, as a 9.775 looks like to be the score for Kaufmel. Nicholas is about to go on the vault for the Huskies. 9.75 for Quigg for Illinois State on the uneven bar. Second vault coming up for the Huskies, and a good landing. Gabrielle Cook about to mount the bar. She has. Next up on the beam will be Jenna Squillo from Clarendon Hills, Illinois, up next for the UIC Flames. First beam score up, a 9.275 for Maciel. So that, I believe, will probably open the door here for Northern Illinois and Illinois to try and make up some ground, as that 9.275 looks like it could be the score that drops. Landing coming in on the bars, that was from Cook. 9.9 for Shayla Scott on the floor. Illinois is just recovering amazingly after scoring less than a 49 on the vault and the bars. They are just killing it right now, as Shayla Scott has a phenomenal day. After a 9.4 on the vault, she puts together a 9.925 on the beam and a 9.9 on the floor. Lindsay Dwyer is up, the junior from New York, up now for Illinois on the second floor exercise. 9.6 for Nicholas for Northern Illinois on the vault. Hooper is up next, Morgan Hooper. Beam continuing with Jenna Squillo for UIC. Third vault now for the Huskies. A little bit of a step, but a decent landing there from Morgan Hooper. We're halfway through the vault for the Huskies. Joan Dwyer continuing on the floor. Squillo continuing on the beam. And next up for Illinois State on the bars will be Kylie Meyer, as Cook gets a 9.725. Illinois on an incredible streak. Their last 9 routines have been at least a 9.8. As we get the ILL, Iron Ice coming through from the Huff Hall crowd, trying to will this Illinois team back into second place, maybe even take the victory, trying to win their 12th consecutive State of Illinois Classic, as they do not come in as the highest ranked Illinois State school. And there's a landing there from Squillo, who finishes up on the beam, and she'll be followed up by Riley Mahoney. Bars continuing for the Redbirds. Little bit of a slight miscue on the landing there, but Illinois State will be happy with that one, as that was from Kylie Meyer. Another vault going to be coming up soon for the Huskies, who will have their final score first. Again, 9.775 for Kaufmel, 9.6 for Nicholas. So we're waiting the score for Morgan Hooper, as Gabby Welch will be up next for the Huskies. Welch, a sophomore from Green Brier, Tennessee. Illinois State will continue on the bars with Meredith LaRoche. Beam score comes in for Squillo as a 9.8. Lindsay Dwyer finished on the floor for Illinois. Mary Jane Otto will be up next to complete her all-around. So Squillo's 9.8 gets it back on track for the Flames, as it'll be Riley Mahoney up next. 9.775 for Meyer on the bars for Illinois State, as Meredith LaRoche will be up next. Still awaiting that third vault score from Morgan Hooper of Northern Illinois. Mahoney on the beam. Next up on the bars for Illinois State is LaRoche. And the floor score for Illinois is a 9-7 for Dwyer. So that is the first score of a non-9-8 for Illinois since Kylie Noonan's bars, which was a 9-7-5. Speaking of Otto, she'll be up next on the floor for Illinois in their third routine. Looks like Northern Illinois is discussing with the judges a potential dispute in a vault score. There's a big landing on the bars from Gabby Welch. What a routine from her. We also have Mahoney continuing on the beam for UIC. Senior Mary Jane Otto about to start her floor exercise routine as looks like head coach Sam Moriali is talking with the vault judges, Gene Johnson, Jane Flynn, regarding a score. Slight balance check there for Mahoney on the beam. Mary Jane Otto has begun on the floor for Illinois. Good pass from her. She's put together a good meet. 9.925 on the beam. She scored a 9.85 on the bars and had a 9.8 on the vault. Clean landing, sticky feet there from Riley Mahoney as UIC is halfway through the beam. Elisa Sharamita will be up next. There is that vault score that we've been waiting for Northern Illinois. Hooper gets a 9.625. So Gabby Welch will be up next in the back half of this vault lineup for Northern Illinois as she's going right now on the vault. Little step on the landing, but a good one there. Otto on the floor. Good pass from her. Beam coming up now for Elisa Sharamita, the freshman from Circleville, New York. And Illinois State is on the bars as it will be. Looks like LaRoche potentially is. Mahoney gets a 9.825, so UIC is getting some big beam scores after that low 9.275 from Maciel. Sharamita about to go up next for UIC on the beam. Otto with another pass on the floor, lands it, and will finish up. As Illinois has had some phenomenal routines here, sparking some cheers from the home crowd as Welch gets a 9.75 on her vault. Illinois State continuing on the bars. They're trying to potentially not have a last place finish here at the State of Illinois Classic. Sharamita continuing on the beam for the Flames as there's a fall on the bars landing there for the Redbirds. As that was Sophia Arabaran after LaRoche scored a 9.875 on the bars, as there's been some good bar scores, but that fall there from Arabaran might cost the Redbirds. Here's another vault from Northern Illinois and a stuck clean landing from Amanda Bartimeo as the Huskies right now are potentially in a position to maybe finish in second place here. Some of their vault scores: Hooper with a 9.625, Kaufmel with a 9.775, 9.6 for Nicholas, 9.75 for Welch. Bartimeo just finished. Sydney Lamberti will be up next on the vault to close out the meet for the Huskies. Mary Jane Otto's floor score is about to be put up very soon as Tessa Phillips will be up next for the Fighting Illini. Beam continuing for the UIC Flames. Illinois State ready to close out the bars as well. Good landing on the beam, looks like from Sharamita, as Badley and Northern will close out the meet for the Flames as they're trying to win the State of Illinois Classic and snap the streak. A 9.8 on the vault for Bartimeo as Sydney Lamberti is up next. Mary Jane Otto gets a 9.8, so she gets over 9.8 on every single one of the apparatuses to finish her all-around. Tessa Phillips about to start on the floor for the Fighting Illini. Looked like on the bars for Arabaran was a 9.125. Tessa Phillips going on the floor now for Illinois. Illinois State about to finish the bars now with Lamberti, who has hopped on. Final vault for Northern Illinois, 9.825 for Sharamita. Northern Illinois ends on a good landing after the beam score from Sharamita came in at a 9.825, as it'll be Kayla Badley to close out the all-around for herself. Good pass there from Tessa Phillips on the floor. Final bars rotation going on now for Illinois State, as mounting the beam for the Flames is Badley. Illinois State cheering on their teammate Lamberti as they finish up their Illinois Classic for 2019. So did Northern Illinois with that final vault, As actually I had some mix up there. Northern Illinois, Sydney Lamberti finishing up on the vault. LaRoche just finished up for ISU on the bars. So a slight mix up there. I excuse the error. As we've got beam and floor happening right now between the two teams wearing blue. Illinois' Tessa Phillips, pass on the floor. Almost, oh, she does step out of bounds, it looks like. Had a slight check there. Lamberti gets a 9.775 for Northern Illinois on the vault. I was actually incorrect. Merma had her bars score come in. Merma was actually the last person on the bars for Illinois State. She finishes it up. So we are going to get the final scores for Illinois State and for Northern Illinois. Badley finishes up the beam as we have an exhibition vault now for the Huskies. Nice landing. So we've got two more floor exercise routines and one more beam routine. It will be Mickey Northern for the Flames, and it will be Howell and Noonan for Illinois on the floor. Vault score comes in for Northern Illinois, and the Huskies scored a 48.725 on the vault. That is their second lowest score of the day, but their team total comes in as a 195.75. So for Northern Illinois, that is their first 195 since their win over Ball State a couple weeks back. So 195.75 for Northern Illinois. We are waiting to see Illinois State's final score as the beam score comes in for Badley as a 9.825. We're waiting for Tessa Phillips' floor score soon as Mickey Northern is about to close the meet out for the UIC Flames as they've been putting together a ton of 9.8s after a shaky start on the beam routine. Natalie Walsh and the Illini fans and team still awaiting to see Tessa Phillips' floor score as Karen Howell is about to go very soon. Illinois State just finished up. Here comes that floor score. Tessa Phillips gets a 9.625, so that is the lowest score. That out of bounds touch there after one of her passes probably cost her a little bit. It's going to be a nail-biter here ending it off. Karen Howell up now on the floor for Illinois. It's Mickey Northern for UIC on the beam. Very tough entry there, but nice and clean there for Mickey Northern. Karen Howell underway on the floor. Illinois State finishes up their bars with a 48.975. Pass for Karen Howell, nice landing. 48.975. Good pass. Oh, Northern has a balance check. She almost falls off, but is able to stay on. We'll see what kind of deduction she'll get from that potentially as Karen Howell is closing out that floor routine with Cole Place Fix You playing in the background. 195.075 for the Redbirds. So we know for certain that Northern Illinois will beat Illinois State. That is confirmed. UIC almost done with this beam from Northern. Howell finishing up on the floor. These final tallies that are coming, it's going to be epically close. Northern Illinois didn't even beat Illinois State by a point after ISU put together a very, very good 48.975, their highest score today on the bars. Pass for Howell on the floor. Lands it perfectly. Northern now dismounting on the beam. Lands it perfectly as well. It is going to come down to decimals here at Huff Hall as Howell finishes on the floor, and we have one more routine before we find out the final tallies. It will be Kylie Noonan, who has a season-high 9.925 on the floor exercise for the Fighting Illini. UIC is going to have an exhibition beam going now, but we are going to get that final beam score for them soon. Everything above a 9.8 except for that 9.275 from Maciel. So we'll see where that total tally comes in for UIC. The score is going to be coming up soon. I'm going to see it in just a second. As I am Ori Benatar here, as we are almost done with the State of Illinois Classic from Huff Hall. Here it comes. Northern with a 9.575, and on the floor for Illinois, a 9.9 for Karen Howell. The second 9.9 on floor for Illinois. Now it comes down to Kylie Noonan for the Illini, who could potentially win this one for the home team and what would be their 12th consecutive State of Illinois Classic. We are going to see what that final score for UIC is going to come in as the final routine of the day is coming up, as UIC does have an exhibition continuing on floor. It's time for Kylie Noonan on floor for the Illini. It's been some big scores for Illinois in the beam and the floor today. First pass for Noonan, a little bit of a step forward, but still pretty good. ILLINI chants ringing around again. Beam score comes in for UIC as a 48-8-5. Noonan with another pass. Well done. So UIC's final was a 196-150. So they do defeat Illinois State and Northern Illinois. Now it's just a question of what Illinois' final tally is going to be. With 5 floor scores in, they have a 1958 total. So we could potentially see an Illinois upset win over UIC. But let's find out here as this floor routine ends shortly with Kylie Noonan. She's got another pass coming up. All eyes on her. She is the last routine of the day of this hectic quad meet between the 4 top schools in the state of Illinois. Well done from Noonan, who's following up a 9-9 from Karen Howell, who just about a month ago got injured here. And there it is. Noonan finishes the floor. We'll see if it's enough to beat UIC. It could be, as right now that 9.625 from Tessa Phillips would be the score that's dropped for the Illini. Albrecht's exhibition for UIC ends at a 9.7. So again, UIC with a 196-15 puts them in first place, but we will see if the University of Illinois can come back and win it here at Huff Hall. Northern Illinois does finish ahead of Illinois State. Northern Illinois had a 195-75, and Illinois State had a 195-75. So everyone above a 195. Here comes the final score. Noonan gets a 9-9. 3 9-9s for Illinois on the floor, following up a 49-4 on the beam. Illinois is about to have a big floor score. We'll get the final tally very shortly. It might be enough for the Illini to defeat UIC. We're going to see it soon. We have an exhibition going now for the Illini on the floor. Well, anyone looking at now, potentially we've got that final rotation going, as it looks like Illinois' final is going to come in soon. Might be showing up on the scoreboard, but I want official confirmation. So there it is, that 9-9 from Kylie Noonan. It is a 49-2 on floor for the Illini, ending them at a 196-075. So UIC will snap Illinois State of Illinois Classic streak of 11 consecutive, and the Flames defeat the Illini by less than a 1/10 of a point. You see a very good exhibition routine going now for Illinois on the floor exercise, as wow, what a meet it was. Not even a point only about a point separating first and fourth. As props to Northern Illinois and Illinois State, who came in, under 40th in the country in the rankings, but came together with some great performances. Final floor exercise finishes for Illinois, so that's going to finish up the meet of the State of Illinois Classic. But again, the 33rd ranked UIC Flames continue this incredible winning streak. They have now won 10 of their 11 meets this season. They've won 10 consecutive as they win the State of Illinois Classic here with a 196-15 as they defeat the Fighting Illini by less than a 1/10 of a point. They beat Northern Illinois by less than a couple decimal points, a 195-75, and Illinois State finishes in fourth with a 195-075. Let's take a look at who won the individual crowns. Kayla Badley wins the vault title with a 9.85. Morgan Hooper of Northern Illinois wins the uneven bars with a 9.9. Balance beam is a tie for Illinois' Mary Jane Otto and Shayla Scott with a 9.925, and Anna Martucci of Northern Illinois with a 9.95 on the floor beating out 5 gymnasts who tied with 9-9s in the floor. 3 of them from the University of Illinois, 2 of them from UIC. Man, that was something else. What a meet we had here at Huff Hall as the UIC Flames have snapped Illinois' State of Illinois Classic streak, and the Flames come away with the victory here, again, by less than 1/10 of a point against the Fighting Illini, as Illinois finishes in second, Northern Illinois finishes in third, and Illinois State finishes in fourth as the UIC Flames team coming to the crowd as they cheer them on after this massive victory. That is going to do it here from Huff Hall. I'm not saying for anybody since it's just me. I'm Ori Benatar. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to recover after losing that hour of sleep tomorrow for daylight savings. Stay dry, Champaign-Urbana, if you're watching from there or if you are here in general. UIC wins the State of Illinois Classic here at Huff Hall. Bye for now. Enjoy your weekend.